My guest tonight is more than 7,000 miles away, but I feel like he couldn't be closer. He has a new movie on Netflix called Extraction, streaming starting Friday. Please welcome Chris Hemsworth. Hello, Chris.
Hello, mate. How's it going?
It's going all right. How you doing? How are things in Australia? Like, what's the situation there right now?
Things are pretty good here. I feel we flattened the curve, and there's discussions every day and updates about lifting restrictions and so on. We thankfully we're very fortunate. We didn't have as an extreme lockdown as many places in the world. I'm on in a coastal town at the moment, which is pretty quiet, so we're not in a busy populated city. I feel for anyone who is. But yeah, due to sort of, the restrictions that were put in place pretty early and staying home, things seem to sort of stabilize. So,
are people over there hoarding toilet paper like they are here?
My wife was ordering a box of toilet paper like 3 months ago and thought it was 15 rolls and ordered 15 boxes. So unintentionally, we're stocked. We can bootleg the stuff if need be, but we have 15 boxes of toilet paper there. So.
That's nice. Are your kids being homeschooled over the computer right now? Or are you doing it yourself? How is that working?
Yeah, over the computer, meaning, they're watching YouTube and stuff. I'm trying. I'm failing miserably. It's sort of 4 or 5 hours of negotiation and bribery, and then maybe 20 minutes of actual work, if that. And it's also, everything's changed since I was in school. I was talking to the teacher about it, and adding, subtracting, so on. It's not quite as straightforward now. There's all these new little tricks and so on, which I don't understand. So good luck me teaching my kids.
So you are not helpful in that regard?
No, I've just relaxed into the idea that they're going to come out of this quarantine, IQ a little under par and a little behind.
Have you discovered any new hobbies or things you like to do now to pass the time?
I mean, it's I actually really like mowing the lawn. I got this ride-on mower a few months back, and there's something quite therapeutic about it, and it may be just, a few hours of escape from having to entertain 3 kids 24/7, or teach kids. It's usually around school time that the lawns need to be mowed conveniently.
Suddenly the lawn needs a mowing, yeah.
I'm like, honey, that lawn's growing. It's a jungle out there. I got to get to it. Sorry.
Speaking of it being a jungle out there, we always hear about how every species of dangerous animal lives in Australia and that everything there is deadly. Do you come across any animals of that type, especially when you're out mowing the lawn or around your house in general, or is that overstated?
I mean, where we are in particular, we're kind of right in amongst sort of rainforest, thick bushland. It is the jungle, in where we actually live. And often, I mean, I got a call a few months ago. We had a babysitter over looking after the kids. We were at a restaurant. She said there's a snake in the house and sent us a video of a little garden snake that had crept in and was under the oven. The other day, I was cleaning out the garage and I saw the motorbike helmet. And I thought, oh, it's a nice green scarf that's been shoved into my motorbike helmet. And, and this is all within a second or two as I'm reaching for it, thinking this. And then as I put my hand on it, it's not a scarf. It's a python, which has found a little comfort zone. But
oh my God, was it a dangerous snake? Do you know which ones?
No, it was like a tree snake or a python. I'm actually much more sort of wary of snakes and so on, and cautious than my wife is. And whether you can put that down
really?
Yeah, I don't know whether she's like just sort of, braver or not intimidated as easily, or just an uneducated tourist kind of approach, like
because she's from Spain. Yeah.
And, she doesn't quite know that maybe that snake might kill you. I mean, not the python, obviously, but
I assume all living beings are trying to kill me.
That's right. It's just my excuse to run to the hills and tell her to remove the deadly animal.
I have to say, I think given the choice between snakes in the house and the coronavirus, I would rather have the virus outside. I really would.
Yeah.
I don't go for that sort of thing.
Agreed.
All right, so we come back. I want to ask about your new movie is on Netflix, which everyone in the whole world has now. There were like 9 people who didn't have Netflix before this, and now those 9 have it too. Chris Hemsworth is with us. We'll be right back. We are back with Chris Hemsworth, who has a new movie on Netflix called Extraction. This is an action film. This is what we need to see right now, Chris.
It's adrenaline-driven, high action. To be honest, when the script came my way, I had done plenty of action films and wasn't interested in doing another one. But this really resonated in a different way. It does have a heartbeat at the center of it. It's a sort of action art film, if you could combine the two. But we had Sam Hargrave, who shot all the action in a lot of the Marvel films, the Avengers films. He's the director on this film, and the action in this is unlike anything I've ever seen, I've ever been a part of. We did this 12-minute one-er, which is a series of continuous shots seamlessly strung together to appear like one take. And it just meant that there was no hiding behind sort of stunt doubles and switching out, extra performers and so on. It was kind of you having to remember 4,000 moves of choreography and, take a hit.
Did you know going into it, because the director is a former stuntman, that you were going to have to do that? You really would have no choice but to do a lot of those stunts yourself?
I did, and he had talked about that, and I sort of rolled my eyes and thought, yeah, I've heard it all before. And then cut to, we're in India shooting this thing, and it was just relentless. And anytime I'd be sort of like, time out, I'd look across at him, and he'd strap himself to the front of a car, and he'd have the camera on, or he'd be diving across a building, filming, the shots. And so he's kind of leading the charge. It's a little hard to not follow without.
He ruined it for everyone is what he did. I was thinking about one of the last times you were on our show when we were in the studio and not in our homes, you were saying that you have Thor's hammers at your house. Is that the house where the hammers are?
This is the house where the hammers are. They are.
How many hammers are in the house?
There's this. What have I got? I got 2 hammers here, actually. Yeah.
Can you show us a hammer?
Show you the hammer?
If not, wow.
This is the original hammer from Thor 1.
Is it heavy or is it hollow?
It's got some weight to it. My kids, slowly, bit by bit, consider themselves worthy as they get older and stronger and able to pick it up. So it does have some weight to it. It was a sort of the walk and talk one. The stunt one is like foam and soft and hollow. Don't tell anyone.
It'd be fun if you stand that thing up and put some of your many rolls of toilet paper on it. You could use that as a pretty nifty toilet paper holder.
This has a habit of sort of dancing around to different locations, and I put it on the mantelpiece. My wife puts it back in the cupboard. I'll put it somewhere else, in the kitchen, on display. It goes back in the cupboard. So I think the toilet, she might go, that's a pretty practical idea.
And worst comes to worst, you just reach out your hand and it comes back to you. Well, it's good to see you. Oh my God. Oh, you have the axe too.
Stormbreaker. That's got some.
If the toilet paper situation gets tight, you could cut the rolls in half with that thing. Chris Hemsworth, thank you very much. Chris's charity, and I just want to say in advance, I very much appreciate you choosing this charity, is Children's Hospital Los Angeles, where my son was saved, where many children are saved. And thank you, Chris, for making that your charity of the night tonight. We'll be making a donation in your name. Please go to their website, givechla.org. Thank you, Chris. Love to the family.
It's you too, mate. Thank you very much.
Stay safe. Chris Hemsworth. We'll be right back.